Here's the deal. I'm really happy that I'm not a vegan anymore. 63 years old. At a period of time, about 5 years ago, I started being a vegan and a vegetarian and a pescatarian. I was even a vegan for 3 or 4 years. And I did it because I'm super sensitive about my health. My friends actually, I had a lot of good best friends in my late teens, early 20s who died of cancer. Two of them were named Chris. My name is Chris. So I was doing this for myself to possibly preserve my health based upon, reports that I read about, just it's a good health move, right? And it's also good for the animals. So spiritually, I felt good about it. Well, I didn't realize how much of a negative reaction I was going to get from people. I mean, I'm from New Jersey, I'm Italian, I would be involved in Italian family gatherings. And I remember that first time when my cousin looked at me and said, "You don't eat meat. You don't eat meat." It's as though I decided to ban the church. What the hell's wrong with you? It's Sunday dinner, pork. Where's your happiness if you're not going to be eating meat? I was like, look, it's a choice I made. It's just a health move, I'm like, but that was the beginning of it all. Every time I ran into my cousin, and my aunt and my mother, they all looked at me like, Brajol? No, Brajol. What's wrong with you? And I felt the pressure. And what's funny is I thought people were going to admire me. I thought they were going to respect me for the discipline. No, no, no. They, I lost a lot of friends. People stopped liking me, and I think what I realized from all this, and it's like being retired. I worked really hard at a job, and people say, "Why aren't you work? Aren't you working anymore?" So, well, no, I worked really hard at the first job, so I wouldn't have to do it anymore. And they're like, "What the hell is wrong with you? You should be out there getting a job." So I think what I learned from all this is that you have to be a bit of a failure. Okay, when I talk to people, I share with them the struggles that I'm going through and the failure. And I think people can probably relate to that. That, in order to be a winner, you got to be a bit of a failure. And, after you close the phone, you watch your meat a little bit, but you're not going to share that with people. Don't share your success too much with people. And this must sound so obvious to a lot of you, but to me, it didn't. So now I'm eating bacon. I'm really happy. And people say, "Oh, you're back to being not a vegetarian?" I said, "Right. I'm right. The choices were too limited." And people kind of like have a warm feeling. So during Christmas time, I, you know, eat that salty ham, and people look at me and they say, "He's one of us again." So I'm glad that I am. Yeah, all I want to do is be loved, you know. Sometimes I think that if I was famous, that people would really love me. Um, Even though I read about this and I see, everybody knows you lose your privacy, you get stalked, and yet I still want to be famous. What is wrong with me? I mean, but I know it's not going to happen for me, even though I have a dream to be famous, because you can't see my teeth when I smile, which I think is a formula for being famous, like Tom Cruise and Julia Roberts. Look at my smile. I'm really trying right now. It's pathetic. I mean, Julia Roberts doesn't even have to try. You see her back molars. It's ridiculous. Um, but I think one of the answers to happiness is not fame. I think it's about meditation. Like I've been reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And one of the passages that I read was that if you meditate on your dead body, then it'll be easier for you to die, and you'll feel the equality of other people go through the same thing. And so interesting solution to being happy, to meditate on your decaying body. I'm still trying to digest that one, but I'm working on it, and I'll let you know how it turns out.